First, we have head coach Jamie Trachsel and Juliana De Leon and Lexi Brady. We'll start with an opening statement from coach, take questions from the student athletes, and finish with questions for coach whenever you're ready.
Yeah, tough game today. Two good teams going at it. I think we had a couple free passes that gave them some opportunities they were able to capitalize on kind of early and then mid game. That ended up being the difference in the game. So credit to them. Obviously, game is over. So two good teams. Game going to game 3 tomorrow, and looking forward to the matchup.
Questions for the student athletes. Ethan, go ahead.
Yeah, if you'll both take this, just what was Burnham doing that made it difficult to hit off of her tonight?
Yeah, I think she did a good job attacking the zone, locating, mixed speeds well. So just did a good job capitalizing on our mistakes at the plate and happened to get a lot of swing and miss and things not going our way.
I agree with that. I think she just kept us on our toes at the plate, and I think tomorrow, if we face her or not, we'll have a better game plan at the plate. So,
What do you think that the SEC schedule that you've been through this point does to prepare y'all to have to turn around and tomorrow play a game?
Yeah, a lot of quick turnaround all year, even like preseason, but the SEC conference especially turning around. Our coaches do a good job doing homework and stuff, and I'm sure they're going to go back and work hard for us tonight, as well as us. So having more of a mental reset, I guess, going into tomorrow will be big for us and our success.
I think we're prepared for it. We play 3 games in a series, so championship Sunday is going to look good for us. Hopefully, we're going to go back and get rested and be prepared for tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess for either of you, I don't know how, yesterday we found out that, both of their pitchers were potentially under the weather. How did coach kind of maybe handle that? Did she tell you guys at all?
No, we approach today is the same as we approached yesterday. We're preparing for both pitchers equally, and we don't really consider or factor that in. Honestly, I didn't hear much discussion at all about it. We're going to prepare for their 2 starting pitchers that we usually see.
And then for either of you who wants to take it, y'all are still only 1 win away from the Women's College World Series. Just maybe what was the message from coach, and how do y'all kind of attack tomorrow?
Just coming back tomorrow with a lot of fight and a lot of intent and just capitalizing on some of the mistakes that we didn't do today. So I think we're ready for it. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, they scored 2 runs off an error and then the 2 runs on the first without the ball even leaving the infield. When it's like that, is it more frustrating? Is it almost like encouraging that you guys were close? I mean, what's the mindset after kind of they score 4 runs in kind of some unorthodox ways tonight?
Yeah, you obviously got to score to win, and so our offense not helping us out much there. But I think it's encouraging, the fact that we're capable. It's not like the ball was leaving the yard by any means, but you can win or lose either way. So I think just like tomorrow, obviously looking at the homework and being ready for what we have ahead of us, but encouraging in the way that we know we're capable, and just kind of putting our eyes and focus on the game tomorrow.
Do you have any questions on Zoom for student athletes? All right, thank you both. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, just from your perspective, what do you think Burnham was doing so effectively?
Probably what Lexi said, being able to go up, down, mixed speeds, but throw through the zone too. So I think Courtney did a good job calling pitches too. But she was sharp. She had good velo, some good movement on that, through the zone, kept us off balance.
Yeah. What do you think about just the season y'all have had to this point, how it's prepared you to have to turn around tomorrow with now both teams' backs against the wall?
Well, someone asked a question, but this conference just really challenges you. We always talk about this in our program, like just having the ability to let go. The great players, the elite players, they just do it faster than everybody else. Yeah, okay, we would have liked to won, well, we didn't. We're not. Our team has done a pretty good job of just flushing and moving on, and this conference forces you to do that. You sit on anything too long, there's no carryover either way. So I think we're just in a 3-game series with Arkansas, 2 good teams. We're going in the rubber match, and maybe this is how it's supposed to be.
I guess on the ball in the first that was hit to the first baseman, was there anything technically that you wanted to see done differently, or?
I'm not sure where they were positioned from our view. I mean, I think that could have been our second baseman's ball. So if she would have called that, then our first baseman could have broke back to the bag because that probably looked like the out. Just because I don't think Mac was up the middle on that, if I remember right. So I think just some of the pre-pitch communication of knowing where each other are on that play with her being further away from the bag, she can't go 2 steps away because she won't have a play. If Mac is up the middle, yeah, because the ball gets through. So we'd have to look at that, but I'm wondering how much pre-pitch communication they had, just knowing where each other's were. And then when she did go for it, her only play was still in front of her at the bag. And, we don't know if you were on the foot race or not too, but that's part of it. It happened to us yesterday too, of just making sure we know where each other are and who has the bag and giving each other time to get there.
And then is a loss like this, maybe, last 14 retired, is it almost easier to flush given what lays ahead tomorrow? Or how do you kind of go about that as a coaching staff?
I don't know if it's easier, there wasn't a dagger through the heart, in extra innings and 15 innings, but there's a lot to fight for tomorrow. So you can hang on to this and woe is us, but why? They had a couple free passes they took advantage of. But our season's on the line tomorrow. So to think too much about what just happened, doesn't make a lot of sense. And to someone asked the question before, there are a couple plays that were controllable, the free passes, below the bases, we're lucky to get out of that with 2 runs. We made the plays and gave up 2, and 2 runs or less, I think, is a 1-inning game. And probably the dagger was just giving up. We had 2 outs and nobody on. And then they went single, and then we had that error and they scored those 2 runs. So, but we got to score 2 and put people on base. But your whole season's on the line. So to think about something you can't control and what just happened, and there was no guarantees anyway. It's why you go out and you play the game.
Could you talk about your effectiveness towards Bri Ellis tonight? She had 2 runs, but she really didn't do any damage at the plate.
Yeah, our pitchers are, we kind of have our plan for Bri. And I think our pitchers are executing well for where we're trying to put the ball. And she's a great, dangerous hitter. So every time she's up, we're on notice of her. But I think we need to still do a little bit better job of the people in front and behind her, which has been a focus coming into it. But I think we walked the kid in front of her and we walked the kid behind her in the first inning. And that's sometimes the difference of that inning, what how many runs you give up in that inning if you do.
The play in the 5th, the error was kind of a similarly hit ball to the one in the first. Do you think that played any part?
Yeah, we made a good adjustment. You have 2 freshmen, so we actually went to the right spot. I think Mac just didn't break on that. Our second baseman just didn't break quite hard enough on that, and then it kind of got around that lip and maybe got a little gun shy. But you're right. I think it kind of went in the same spot, and so we actually fielded it probably the right way, just didn't execute it.
Do we have questions on Zoom for Coach Trachsel? All right. Thank you, Coach, for your time.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.